This is a $1,000 plant, and I'm going to show you the difference between this and a $750 plant, a $500 plant, all the way down to this $1 plant. Finding a $1 plant in today's market is a bit of a challenge to say the least. I shopped far and wide and I thought I hit the jackpot when Mrs. Sheffield mentioned IKEA's Lucky Bamboo, but sadly not even those are a single dollar. So I resorted to hunting out bargain basement plants, which is easier said than done, until I finally found this sad looking fellow in Homebase. So this is an azalea, which of course the tag didn't say, Curl Supreme, and my oh my was it in a bad way. After getting him home, it became pretty clear why it was less than $1. This was 50p, which translates to about 70 cents. So not quite the dollar, but do forgive me, it was the best I could do. I'd hoped all it needed was a drink to liven it up, but the poor sucker is losing all his leaves at an alarming rate. I do have a bunch of azaleas in my garden out there, so what I think I'll do, I think I'll put him next to his friends and hope he cheers up. Say goodbye to the $1 plant, folks. Later in this video, I'll show you the $500 plant, the $750 plant, and the $1,000 plant. But first, here is the next level up, the $5 plant, which is a little smaller than I thought it would be. This little fella is called a Pilea Moon Valley. So cool because apparently the leaves resemble the moon's surface. It's actually got a really lovely velvety texture, almost good enough to eat. Don't do that, these plants are expensive. Oh, no, sorry, I forgot this is the $5 plant. And here's a fun fact for you. This is the tropical relative to every kid's worst nightmare, the nettle plant. So yes, I dig this plant and I reckon it's a steal at $5. And apparently they're great in a terrarium if that's your bag. By the way, all these plants were provided by the lovely folks over at Grow Tropicals, and I've got a link to a 10% discount on all their plants listed in the description, so check it out. The big buck plants are coming, don't worry, but let's double our money and see what $10 normally gets you in the plant world. And here we have what is easily the most delicate plant on the entire list, the Asparagus setaceus plumosus, which is a fancy way of saying asparagus fern, although they're not actually ferns. I don't know, I'm confused. Anyway, Kaiser Sheffield only has one fern in it, mainly because I've always been a bit fearful of owning one and then it turning crispy brown. But the asparagus fern is one I've had my eye on for a while, and looking at it in person, I'm not disappointed. Mwah! This guy is beautiful, so delicate and as graceful as a gently coiling Mr. Whippy. These gals like to be bottom watered and they enjoy bright but indirect sunlight. Normally I wouldn't really concern myself about humidity, but looking at the delicate fronds I would be inclined to keep them in the bathroom or kitchen. And apparently they like it nice and warm, about 20 degrees Celsius. I really wouldn't let them bask in direct sun because many a crispy frond that will make. Let's ramp things up now and more than double our money and see what a $25 plant looks like. And for this we have the Aescunanthus bolero bicolor, which is otherwise known as the lipstick plant. I've already got a lipstick plant hanging right in front of my east facing window, but this particular guy has variegated foliage to go with the rather phallic looking flowers that bloom all summer long. That means you get to enjoy the best of both worlds, you lucky thing. Gorgeous foliage and tons of odd looking flowers. Seriously, have you seen them? They say lipstick, but I see a completely different thing entirely. And they go all summer long, one after the other. It's quite a display. For that to happen though, they do need bright light, which is why mine happily lives in front of my big window. Check out my care guide for this on the channel that I'll link to in the top right corner. It's got some real gifts in there, like when the right time to prune is to ensure you don't cut off all the flowers before they've had a chance to bloom. Well worth $25, and like I say, you can do that with Grow Tropicals using my referral link in the description. We're now at the last of the 2-digit plants on the list. Yes, we're getting into the big boys very soon, and believe me, you don't want to miss the last 3 plants, they're crazy. But first, this is what a $50 plant looks like. Pretty cool, eh? What's even cooler is that this is actually a monstera. Yes, the world's most popular plant has another variety that looks completely different from your Deliciosa and Adansonii. This is a Monstera dubia, which, as you can see, is a climber and needs something to attach its aerial roots onto. And once it does, well, you're in for a treat because, as with any vining plant, once it digs its hooks in, starts to grow bigger and bigger leaves. Absolutely glorious. Once it gets super mature, then it will even start to develop prized fenestrations, just like its more well-renowned cousin, the Deliciosa. So obviously, this guy is rarer than a Deliciosa, which is why you're paying so much more for a smaller plant, i.e. you won't find it at your local big box store. You're probably wondering what on earth is that thing that is climbing up. This is a cretised pole, which is a relatively new pole that is fully biodegradable and made from potato peel residues. And because the leaves lie so flat, these style of poles, or even a plank of wood, is a great option to show off this unique feature. Alrighty then, we're getting to the big boys now. I've got a $250, a $500, a $750 and a $1,000 plant to show you, but first take a look at this $100 plant. We're now getting into the territory where the plant has to be really special for Mrs. Sheffield to allow Mr. Sheffield to part with so much money, and honestly, I think this guy is just that. So this is a Euphorbia lactea ghost, and anything with the word ghost in the name tends to command a pretty penny. This plant is beautiful, alien but beautiful. So stunning that I want to give it a hug, which would be a terrible idea by the way. Those thorns are sat there just waiting to slice and dice you to kingdom come. So I've never really been particularly enchanted with euphorbias before, but I must say, seeing it in person has completely changed my mind. This guy is super rare and very hard to come by as a houseplant, plus the fact it's variegated means you'll have to part with $100 to get your hands on one. They are a type of cactus and require very infrequent watering and a bright but indirect spot in your home. Direct sun can actually cause burns on the leaves, so they're a bit more delicate than your average cactus. Let me know if you've got one of these in the comments and how easy it is to look after. If you thought $100 was a lot to spend on a plant, then check out this pink variegated Musa Nono for $250. And you know what the crazy thing about this plant is? It's actually a banana plant. The beautiful pink and cream variegation in the leaves makes this super rare, which is why it's so damn expensive. And as you can see, it's not particularly big, which makes the price of this thing even more remarkable. You can tell this plant is young because it still has the cream variegation with only a hint of pink. But as it matures, the variegation turns hot pink, burgundy and light pink, making it look even more epic. And it's a rapid grower too, so you won't have to wait too long for that. If you do fancy one of these yourself, then they need a bright spot in your home and require watering when the top few inches of the soil is dry. You really don't want to spend all that money and watch it die from overwatering. And now, my plant friend, we are well and truly into the crazy money. This right here is an Anthurium cunaliensis, which is so rare that I have no idea how to pronounce it. Anthurium cunaliensis. Plus, it will set you back a staggering $500 for a plant that is this small. This guy is so rare that I'm finding it hard to find any information about it online to share with you. It's very rarely offered for sale, so I can count my lucky stars I've managed to get my hands on one. From what I understand, this particular Anthurium is super localized and is only found in the Panamanian Caribbean rainforest. So it's extremely rare. You'll hear me say that a lot for the remainder of this video. It's a dark-leafed Anthurium, which are all the rage at the moment, but one thing that surprises me is the texture of the leaves. So I have this Anthurium clarinervium, and no, it didn't cost me $500, but the thing about this plant is that the leaves are thick, velvety and very firm. The leaves on this bad boy though are much thinner, more delicate, which I guess adds to its charm. There are no new leaves on this one, like there is on the $1,000 plant that is coming up, but they apparently emerge a dark red-brown colour. You'll see what I mean in a jiffy. This then is the penultimate plant, and it will cost you an eye-watering $750 to own one. This is another Anthurium, the Anthurium Delta Force. To the untrained eye, this might look very similar to the previous plant. I mean, it is another dark-leafed Anthurium after all, but this has leaves that are more arrow-shaped. And looking at the leaves, you can see where it gets the name Delta Force from. Apparently, only a handful of collectors, plus me, have been able to get their hands on this bad boy since it was created from two Anthuriums in the 90s, So again, it's super rare. Now hold on to your hats because this price is actually very good for this plant. They normally go for something closer to $2,000, but Grow Tropicals has it listed in their store for only $750, which is a steal. Only $750. What a world we live in, eh? And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the plant that trumps all others on the list. This is the $1,000 plant, the Anthurium Ace of Spades. This guy is so rare, so highly sought after, they cost the best part of a month's salary. For the same money, you can get yourself this mirrorless camera, this watch, this espresso machine, or even this retro Mortal Kombat arcade. Which one would you pick? So this is the new Leaf that I was talking about earlier. Looking pretty spectacular, eh? Hopefully the camera will do it justice. It seems these super rare Anthurium cultivars all share this deep dark red leaf new thing, and I've got to say I'm all for it. So what do you think? Is it worth it? To be honest, of the 3 super expensive Anthuriums that we've seen, I think I prefer the Delta Force, which was the $750 plant before this one. The arrow-shaped leaves were a little more distinctive to me and a little bit more my cup of tea. But let me know what you think down below. See you next time.